Hello everyone, my name is Kyle and I'm an educator with the California Academy of Sciences. Today we're going to play a fun guessing game together called Pollinator Power. What is a pollinator? A pollinator is something that will move pollen from one flower to another. Oftentimes, this can be done by an animal. Can you think of an animal pollinator that flies from flower to flower? That's right. Something like a bee or a butterfly is an animal pollinator. When these animals visit flowers looking for a tasty drink of nectar, they often are covered in pollen. When they visit another flower, the pollen comes off, and that helps plants reproduce and make more plants. Plants are really important to our world. They act as a home for lots of life to live in. They're often food for other things to eat. And they can even clean our air and water. This means animal pollinators and those native plants that they've evolved with over a long period of time have a special relationship. When they're found together, they help these areas thrive. Incredibly, the Academy's Living Green Roof is one of the largest areas of native plants you can find in San Francisco at about 2.5 acres. With the presence of these plants, lots of new animals and life have begun to appear on this roof as well, creating a healthy habitat for all the life involved. Humans benefit a lot from plants, and especially those animal pollinators, like bees. And we're going to play this guessing game using some common foods over here in this picnic basket that I have. Let's see if we can figure out who might have helped this food along its journey from a plant to our picnic basket. If you think that the animal that helped pollinate this food was a bird, make a beak with your hands. If you think that a bat may have helped pollinate, flap your arms like a bat. And if you think that it was an insect, make a small set of wings with your hands and fly that insect around. First, let's look at a flower. Many animals might visit a flower, and sometimes, depending on the petals or the type of flower, maybe the shape, you might see different animals come and pollinate those different flowers. So now let's take a look at some of the other things in our basket and see if we can guess what pollinated it. Was it a bird? Was it a bat? Or was it an insect? All right. Our first tasty foods we're going to look at are an orange and a lemon. What sort of animal do you think pollinated these foods? Take a guess. Was it a bird, a bat, or an insect? Take a guess. All right. Well, if you said insect, you were right. Bees help pollinate these lemons and oranges. And these citrus fruits are a great way for people to get healthy vitamin C. Thank you, bees! Let's move on to our next one. Chocolate. Do you think an animal helps pollinate and get us chocolate? Take a guess. A bird, a bat, an insect, something else? Well, incredibly, chocolate is helped along its way by a small insect, a midgefly, responsible for pollinating this cocoa plant and getting us our delicious chocolate. So thank you, midgefly. Let's look at another one. A mango. Mangoes are a fruit I find quite delicious. What animal do you think helped pollinate this mango plant and get us this tasty fruit? A bird, a bat, or an insect? Well, I like the answer to this. It is actually a bat. Bats are known to help pollinate mangoes. If you enjoy mangoes, thank a bat. All right, coming up, a very important one, coffee beans. What do you think helps pollinate this coffee plant? Bird, bat, or insect? Well, we are able to enjoy coffee thanks to the help of an animal pollinator, an insect, a bee. Bees help pollinate these coffee plants. Now for a tricky one. Brie cheese. Cheese? Why would we need an animal pollinator to help us get cheese? Surely the cow is not the pollinator. How do you think that cheese is helped along by an animal pollinator? Think about what those cows might be eating. Well, we are able to have this brie cheese thanks to alfalfa grass, pollinated by bees and eaten by cows. The grass is pollinated by the bees, the cows eat the grass, and then the milk from the dairy cows can be used to make all sorts of things like brie cheese. Now here is an interesting one. One of my favorite foods to eat are grapes. Do you think that grapes need an animal pollinator to help them? Would it be a bird, a bat, or a bee? Or maybe even something else? Well, we've talked about the amazing animal pollinators and how they help us. But grapes are helped along by another pollinator, the wind. Wind helps move pollen from grape flower to grape flower, grapevine to grapevine, pollinating these plants and helping us to receive this tasty bounty of food. So, if you enjoyed any of these foods, you may have an animal pollinator to thank for that. Cheese, coffee, chocolate, mangoes, oranges, lemons, all of these foods needed the help of an animal pollinator to go from a plant in our world to a delicious food on our table. Now let's think beyond our foods for a moment. Something as familiar to us as the clothes that we are wearing may have been helped by an animal pollinator as well. Cotton, which is derived from plants, is often pollinated by animals, and in fact about 1/3 of the cotton used worldwide comes to us thanks to the help of an animal pollinator as well. About 1/3 of the foods that we enjoy come to us through the help of an animal pollinator. And in some parts of our world, these pollinators are facing big challenges right now. We can help our world, help these pollinators, and continue to enjoy these delicious things that we like by showing support for habitats, places where there are plants in our world, supporting native plants and those animals that evolved closely with them, and preserving these habitats allows for the environment to thrive and these amazing animal pollinators to do what they do, fly around and visit these incredible plants and help them along their journeys into the future. So thank you for joining me for our pollinator power guessing game. I hope you had fun trying to identify if a bird, bat, or an insect helped pollinate some of these delicious foods that you might enjoy, and perhaps you learned a little bit about how special and important these plants and animals are working together in our world. Thank you for joining me, and have a wonderful day, everyone.